guys, welcome or welcome back to Her Way. In today's video, we are doing a battle of the card holders, specifically Chanel versus Hermes. We'll be going through the features of each, what fits, as well as the pros and cons. And first up is Chanel. So this is the Chanel zipped coin purse, and when we'll go inside, you'll notice why you can use this more than just a coin purse, but the official name of this particular item from Chanel is the zipped coin purse. As you can see, it is in the boy style, so you have the beautiful lined quilting right along here, as well as the traditional diamond quilting, and that design carries on through the back as well. And then you have the boy style double CC lock right here. As you can also tell, this is in caviar leather, and it's actually pretty soft for caviar. It doesn't have that typical plasticky sort of stiff feeling that caviar can have. So this is a really nice batch of caviar, and it's in this beautiful green color. I believe this is from the 2020 spring summer collection, but in any case, it is a beautiful green color that's actually really on trend right now for spring and summer 2021. It's like this beautiful bottle green color, which I personally love, and it's just stunning. Now, again, it is a zipped coin purse, so you'll notice we have a zippered closure right along the sides and the top of the coin purse. Now let's go ahead and open this up. When you open it up, you'll notice that there are 3 large compartments, hence the reason why I and a lot of people use this as a card holder. Obviously, you could use this as its intention, which is a coin purse, but I mean, it's pretty big, so it has a really great capacity to hold cards. The fabric on the inside, or the material on the inside, is a tactile sort of fabric material, and it's the same that's being used right here in the dividers. And then on the sides where the gussets are, this is actually leather, and it's in that sort of same green leather as the outside. Beautiful. And this little Chanel tab here, this is also leather. So as you can see, it's pretty massive. I mean, when you have it closed like this versus when you can open it up, it opens up pretty wide, which again makes it perfect to use for a card holder. Now, speaking of card holder, let's talk a little bit about what can fit in here. As you can see, lots of capacities in each of the sections. And the way that I'm going to be showing you my different cards today is that I'll be doing them in 5 increments. So 5 little groups, so that we can see exactly how many fit in. And depending on how many cards you use, you'll have a better understanding of what the capacity looks like. So here is my first batch of cards. There are 5 cards in here. We can go ahead and plop that in on the front. Okay, you can see it fits in really nicely. Let's bring in our next batch of cards. Okay, that can go right in there. So already we have 10 cards in here. All right, and then let's use this last slot for the last 5 cards. Again, 5 more cards. Slip that in back here. And there you go. You have 5, 10, you have 15 cards in here. And obviously I have them sort of at the back so that they're not sort of splayed out and just for privacy reasons. But you can obviously open these up and kind of splay them out a little bit more. But as you can see, 15 cards fits in here really easily and really nicely. And if I want, I still have space to put in some cash, maybe a receipt or 2 as I'm going out. So I have some cash right here, and I can easily pop that in right there. And again, doesn't take up any space. And when I go ahead and close it, it's definitely a little bit full. Obviously, you can see that it is filled up versus what it looks like when it is closed, but still nothing bulky, nothing sort of uncomfortable. I mean, it closed really easily. It has a nice hand feel. It's not super heavy. Obviously, it's not light. I mean, you have things in here, but you know, it does not feel that heavy. And you're able to very easily fit in 15 cards, which is a lot. Now, again, depending on what your card usage is, maybe you have a lot of reward cards. Obviously, you want to take your insurance cards, your ID cards, all of that. But as you can see, it all fits in here really nicely. Now let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of the Chanel zipped coin purse, or as I like to use it, a card holder. Now, because of its large capacity, the first pro of this is that you can absolutely use this like a wallet. I mean, even though it's technically a coin purse, obviously, you can see that you can put in 15 cards in here, you can throw cash in here, you can throw a couple of receipts in here, and you're ready to go. Now, the fact that this has a large capacity to it and it's built into a smaller item, it means that you can actually use this in a lot of small bags, also in your medium bags, and of course your large bags. And because small bags have been so trendy these past couple of years, you know, space is a commodity in small bags, and you don't want to carry around a large or a long wallet. So something that is this tiny and this compact that really functions as a wallet is a really, really great option for your smaller bags. And then the last pro for this zipped coin purse is the fact that you have a secure zip closure versus a sort of traditional snap or flap closure. So that means that if you just throw this into your bag and it's kind of rustling around in your bag, you don't have to worry about things falling out or things slipping out, because the zippered closure will really make sure that your things are in there securely without ever coming out. So the zippered closure is definitely a plus, especially if you are concerned about safety and security. Now, in terms of the cons of the zipped coin purse, even though this is a great size for your small bags, for your medium bags, large bags, what have you, you might find that this is a little too big for your mini bags or your clutches. So for example, this is still stuffed. It has all the cards in here. And as you can see, you know, it's pretty, you know, there's some width there, which again is perfectly fine for a small bag or for a medium bag. But when you're looking at a mini bag or a clutch, then this is going to be a little bit of a tight space. I mean, if you have something like a wallet on chain, for example, and you try to put this into your wallet on chain, this is going to be taking up pretty much almost all of the capacity in your wallet on chain or in your mini purse. And so this might end up being more of a hindrance for you rather than something that is actually helpful. So that is something to take into consideration. Now, the other con that we want to talk about is, of course, the price. Now, of course, this is Chanel, so you are paying for the name brand aspect here. And I can't remember the exact price I paid for this, but I want to say it was around $600 or so. And that's expensive for what this is, right? I mean, you can buy a really beautiful, well-designed, zipped card holder from another designer or maybe a non-designer brand for a fraction of the price. So if the brand name is not an issue for you, then you can absolutely find something at a better price point, whatever that is for you. So price is definitely something to consider when you are looking into a Chanel zipped coin purse. So this is the Hermes Calvi card holder. This is in the color Vert Bosphorus, which is essentially a blue-green color. I know it's coming off a little bit more blue or navy on screen, but in real life it is much more of a beautiful greenish blue color. This is in Mysore leather. It's a goat skin leather. If we go ahead and open it up, you'll notice that it has this snap button closure, which is palladium hardware. And essentially what this is a long strip of this leather that's been folded over and sewn together to create these two little pouches on either end. And as you can see, we have the hot stamp of Hermes, made in France, right over there. And it's a really simple little card holder, a simple design. Like I said, aside from the heat stamp right inside, there are no other logos or anything like that on the outside, so it doesn't scream Hermes. But it's still a really beautifully made, nice, soft leather that will just continue to soften as it ages and as you use it. Now, in terms of what fits inside the card holder, we're going to do what we did with the Chanel, and we're going to put in increments of 5 so we can see exactly how much we can fit in. So I'll go ahead and start right here. And I have my 5 cards, and I can just Pop that in right here. As you can see, that fits in really easily. We have a little bit more room. I can add in some more cards. So I have my next bundle of 5 cards, and that fits in. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze. As you can see, it's not the easiest to rifle through because it is more packed in there. If I close it, let's see what it looks like. As you can see, it still looks slim. It's not taking up a lot of space. It's not looking super bulky. And then we can also throw in another 5 cards right in this card slot. So we have 5, 10, 15 cards in here. And actually, before I close that, I can even throw in some cash. I'll put that in right here. Okay, go ahead and close that. Now you can see it did bulk up a little bit, which makes sense. I mean, we have 15 cards in here. Kind of has more of a little TP look to it. But here we go. So we can fit about 15 cards in here comfortably. I don't usually take that many cards. I think at any given time I have about 5 cards or so. So I can just have my 5 cards, my cash right there, maybe throw in a couple of receipts. And here you go. Super slim, really easy to use, and doesn't bulk up at all. Weight wise, it feels pretty light. We only have about 5 cards in here, but it's a pretty easy, lightweight design that doesn't take up a lot of space. Now, in terms of the pros of the Calvi card holder, the first pro is going to be the size. As you can see, it is super slim, right? And again, because of its very sleek, simplistic design, it lends to the fact that it is as thin and as slim as it is, which means that this, unlike the Chanel, is perfect for your mini bags. You can even put this into your pocket. You can even throw it into a small pouch. I mean, that is how thin and slim it is. And so the size of this really makes it perfect for your smaller handbags or smaller goods. Other pro for this is that this is a really easy entry point into the world of Hermes. So if you've never purchased from Hermes before and you want to hopefully get yourself up to the point where you can buy a Birkin or a Kelly at one point, this is a great way to not only create some purchase history with Hermes, but more importantly, get a feel for what their leather is like, what their craftsmanship is like, what their color range is like. So it really is a great and easy entry point into the way of Hermes. And then the other great thing that I love about this Calvi card holder is that it is a multi-use item. So you can obviously use it as a card holder, but you can actually use this for a lot of other items. You can use this to hold your keys, you can throw some headphones, maybe some lip gloss, some hair ties, what have you. So you can actually use this for more than just a card holder. So if you don't want to use it as a card holder, maybe you're using another card holder at the same time, but you want to still be able to use this, just think of it as a mini little pouch to carry some miscellaneous items. So that's definitely a pro of this item. Now, in terms of the cons, I would say the first con for this would be that because of the way that this is designed, you can really only put in cards in one area because cards will slide around, and that's not the most useful or functional, especially when you have this thrown into your bag and you go to pull it out and open it up and just cards are just flying, you know, between the two pouches. It's not the most functional in that respect. So really you end up just being able to use one pouch, and that kind of reduces the capacity that you have. So that is definitely a con. And then the other con is going to be similar to the Chanel, which is the price point. Now, again, this is Hermes and that is Chanel. You are paying for the name brand aspect of these items, but unlike the Chanel, where you have some more compartments in there, you have a zipper closure, this is very, very simplistic. And so considering that, again, you can really only use one side of the pouch, the price point can be a little bit expensive. I believe this is around $325, something along that range, maybe even a little bit more. I think they had a price increase recently, but I bought it for around that much. So for a couple $100, it's pretty simplistic. And again, like the Chanel, you could use this money to purchase a card holder that is, maybe has a little bit more functionality, a little bit more card slots, things like that, for a fraction of the price. So again, something to consider, that while it is a name brand and that is why you're purchasing it, it is a little bit expensive. So something to think about. Alright guys, well that is it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. I know that these two card holders are really popular and really great collection pieces if you are someone who likes to collect SLGs, or you have a Chanel or Hermes collection. So I hope that you were able to get some ideas on how you can use either one of these card holders. In terms of which one you should buy, obviously it comes down to you and what your needs are. I have both, so I have a use for each of these, but hopefully going through what the pros are and what the cons are helps you to understand a little bit better about what your decision buying process should be. If you have any questions, or if you want to learn a little bit more about each of the items, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you again for hanging out with me today, guys. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.